The Blue Lock participants are continuing to watch the tryout matches for the game with the Japan U20 team. So far, Team A has won all of their matches. Shui Baru and Meguru Bachira have managed to score goals. As Team A plays its final match, Itoshi Rin and Ryosei Shidou still aren't getting along and are in competition with one another. Both strikers kick the ball at the same time, and they score the winning goal together. Their match with Team C ended with a score of 5-4. Getting back up after stumbling over each other, Rin and Shidou begin fighting. After Shidou knees Rin in the face and makes him bleed, Jinpachi Ego activates the electroshock mechanism built into the Blue Lock uniform to pacify him. Ego chastises them both and informs them that the tryout matches are over. The players will have to wait 6 hours for him to announce who will be playing for the Blue Lock 11. In his office, Ego suggests that he may be leaving out some of their greatest talents, before receiving a call from Hirotoshi Buratsuta. The Blue Lock participants all gather in the lobby, observing the last 30 seconds of a countdown clock. Only Shidou isn't present as he's still in the correction room. Yoichi Isagi narrates that apart from himself and the top 6, the only players to score were Bachira, Baru, and Reo Mikage. This makes Isagi feel like he has a good chance at making the team. As the countdown is completed, Ego appears in person before the players for only the second time. To Ego, scoring goals is all that matters. This is why he's built his roster around the player with the highest goal average. To no one's surprise, this player is Rin, who has scored an average of 2.5 goals each game. Ego then reveals the team's goalie will be Gagamaru Gin. The center-backs are then announced to be Ryu Jubei and Nico Iki. The full-backs, on the other hand, will be Chigiri Hyoma and Bachira Meguru. Ego's next selection is Karasu Tabito, who will be playing defensive midfielder. Moving on to the attackers, Ego selects Otoya Eita and Yukimiya Kenyu to be the right and left wings of the team. Nagise Shiro will also be on offense, and the last spot is given to the player who synced the best with Rin, Isagi. Isagi is left stunned, while Baru is enraged that Isagi was chosen over him. Yukimiya asks why Shidou isn't on the team. Ego explains that while Shidou scored an average of 2 goals per game, he couldn't form any chemical reaction with Rin. He also fears that Shidou's violent attitude would earn them a red card. However, Shidou will remain their wild card in the event they need a substitute for Rin. Ego explains that all of that was his plan, but it's no longer the case. He learned from Buratsuta that unless Itoshi Sei's condition was met, the match with the Japan U20 team was off, and it involved stealing a Blue Lock player of his choice. 3 hours earlier, Shidou is seen in a holding cell, restrained. As Shidou becomes enraged, he's visited by Sei. Offering him a way out, Sei recruits Shidou to join his team. Back in the present, Rin isn't happy his brother chose Shidou over him. Ego announces that, in the days leading up to the match, he'll be working the team harder than ever. Rin mocks him, saying that to him, this match is just a stepping stone to becoming the best player in the world. No one else on the team is intimidated either, not least of which is Isagi. At the Japan U20 team's training center, Hoichi Seiji introduces Sei to the other players. They're mostly in awe of him, save for Sendo Shuto. They also notice Shidou, but they don't care about him. Sei introduces himself by telling his new team that he doesn't care about any of them, and they should try not to annoy him. A disgruntled Sendu stands up and tells Sei not to underestimate them. Just because he's a big deal on the academy level doesn't make him a national-level player like them. Sei dryly describes the happy and successful life Sendu will achieve as Japan's top forward, mocking the peaks his career will reach. Sei declares that his goal is to become the best soccer player in the world, and that Sendo's drive doesn't compare to his own. As Sendo shouts back at Sei, Shidou leaps out of his seat and slams Sendo's head into a table for talking back to Sei and for having such little ambition. The other players question what's wrong with Shidou, which just makes him threaten to fight them all, wanting a spot in the team's starting lineup if he wins. After Sendu gets back up, Shidou tries to kick him in the face, but his attack is stopped by Oliver Aiku. Shidou attempts to strike him next, but this only ends with Shidou pinned against the floor. Aiku likes Shidou's attitude, but he wants to see it on the field, not here. He then speaks to Sei, telling him he'll need to work to earn the trust of the defensive line. Back in Blue Lock, Isagi, Bachira, and Chigiri discuss the Japan U20 team together, studying them and learning that they're a defensive team. Bachira is confident they just need to smash them no matter how strong they are, while Chigiri is more cautious. Isagi is a little annoyed with Bachira as he continues to repeat his viewpoint. As Isagi rests, he thinks to himself that he's still lacking when it comes to power. He knows that he needs to learn to enter his trance-like state on command. Isagi finds Rin still working out and tells him that he needs to take a break. Rin tells Isagi to go away, and when Isagi reiterates what he said, Rin says that if he overdoes it and gets injured, it indicates what a poor level he's at. The upcoming match is Rin's chance to battle his brother and to prove that he's surpassed him. Isagi is a little intimidated by Rin's intensity. Isagi offers Rin a water bottle as he finishes a set. Rin insists he doesn't need it, but Isagi reminds him that if he gets injured, Blue Lock is over. Rin reluctantly accepts the drink, only to be disappointed that it's lukewarm. Isagi tells him to can it. In the meeting room, Ego gathers the remaining 34 Blue Lock players together once more. Ego is satisfied with the progress of their physical training, so now they're moving on to mental training. Ego tells them about flow, a mental state that can be obtained through personal, optimal experiences. Isagi realizes that he entered flow during his tryout match when he became single-mindedly focused on scoring. Ego explains that the best way to access flow is to aim to complete a difficult challenge at an optimal level. In other words, it can't be too easy or too hard for them to complete. To achieve flow, they must feel nothing but joy and experience no boredom or anxiety. Ego dramatically tells everyone that experiencing the joy that only they can feel by scoring a goal is what Ego really is. Isagi recognizes this is how he's consistently grown stronger. He's pumped up for the upcoming match and ready to find the goal that only belongs to him. And that's the end of this episode. If you want to watch more anime explained videos, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, follow our Instagram page and join our WhatsApp group for the latest updates.